Hi.
Hello.
We're back.
So how do you know any greeting in the Dutch language? Yeah.
Dutch?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Hell yeah or hell no?
I only know a greeting in Germany.
Okay, so give us a guten something.
I see danke.
Danke. Oh, greeting is
No,
danke.
that's thank you.
That's thank you.
It's guten tag.
Like
Is that morning or
like a
evening?
name tag.
Yeah, it's like a name tag. That's how much I.
Of course.
I need to brush up on my German.
Yeah.
And I also need to brush up on my Switzerland German. It's a bit older.
It's a bit older, yeah. The
Yeah.
Switzerland German.
Funny, the Switzerland. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead because she's talking about her experience in Zurich. You went for Zurcher Theatre Spektakel. Yeah.
It's a spectacle.
Yeah.
Spectacle. You have to spit it.
Yeah.
Spectacle. You have to see the spit.
Zurcher.
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 I think it's Zurcher. Okay, I don't.
Theatre Spektakel.
I was involved in taking our beautiful, amazing, lovely, brilliant Wanjiku Mwawuganga
Yes.
brilliant piece to Zurich, and for her to perform, and my gosh, did she perform!
What's the title of this?
Roots.
Roots. She was finding her roots or taking her
She was
roots
finding her roots,
in.
tearing her roots.
Ah.
She was looking inside that root to look for herself in the root.
Wow.
And extra.
But not uprooting the roots.
She did not uproot.
Wow. Very grounded.
And then
Yeah.
she ritualized the roots
Oh my God. I
and
would
left
love
them
to.
and gave them zile bow, like
Wow.
go to sleep, little roots. Yeah, it's a brilliant piece about her, and the generational journey of like trying to find herself in her roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my gosh, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Her shows were packed, they were full
Wow.
house. She got standing ovations.
Wow.
I was there
Yeah.
to go and watch and talk and
Yeah.
also support her.
Yeah. Wow.
So what did I see in
What did
Zurich?
you
Yo,
see in
I'm a
Zurich?
professional audience. Let me just put that on the table.
Okay, let's
I have
sum
become-
it. Tell us what it means to be a professional audience.
What it means to be a professional
Apart from
audience.
chilling at the beautiful Lake Zurich.
Oh my gosh, this lake, y'all. You can see the Swiss Alps.
Oh,
From where you're standing. They're like
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
They're glowing, they're shimmering,
Okay.
they're like, come
Come
to us.
touch it,
And
come.
then you can jump on a ferry that takes like,
Okay.
I think 50,000 people. Okay, you can take 50,000 people. I think it takes like 3,000.
All right.
And it has a restaurant and it takes you to the Swiss Alps.
Okay.
We weren't able to go because we were there for 5 beautiful days.
And
And we enjoyed,
whomever was to go, I had to be there for how long?
I think like 2 weeks, 3
Oh,
weeks.
Only, but
I mean, it brings you back
yeah,
at the end
of
of the
course.
night. I mean, it's
Okay.
really, I mean, this place is beautiful, y'all.
We need to go
We
there.
need, we need to
maybe
go there
sometime.
next summer. Let me bring, I'm going to carry you.
All right.
And I'm bringing this one.
Oh,
Okay, maybe he's bringing me.
okay.
One of us
Maybe.
is going to bring the other. So,
We got to do this. Yeah.
here I was looking at the program where I'm
Yeah.
supposed to watch all these shows that are from these amazing artists from around the world.
Yeah.
Programmed by the Zurcher Spektakel.
Yeah.
Where Wanjiku is also programmed. I'm just going to plug her at any chance I get.
Yeah.
And there is this one show
Okay.
that is happening
Yeah.
in the water.
Yeah.
They're like, who needs a stage? Eh?
Yeah.
Get
We're
rid
gonna
of a
float.
freaking
We're gonna
land.
get aquatic
We're going
as
into
much
the
as
water.
we can. Yeah.
It's more than aquatic. It's more
Okay.
like we are actors going into the water.
All right. How did this
Actors and
even work?
dancers. Who know? I want to sit down with these people and ask them questions.
Yeah.
There we were. I've tried to get myself a ticket to go to this.
Mm-hmm.
We are pushed back because we're part of the festival, and the people who paid their, precious taxpayers' money
To bring.
to buy a ticket to watch the show are
Yeah.
the ones who are pushed forward. So they sit on the water. On the water, they had built these seats that are made out of, like mitungi.
Yeah.
And
okay.
they're black and they're really like, they've created them to look like seats. So one person can sit here, the other person can sit above. So it sat about 50 people.
Yeah.
And we sat on land. We're Africans. Oh, sorry. At night, we're not going to be floating in the water.
We would rather sit around a fire, a
you
bonfire.
might throw me and I can't swim. You know?
Yeah.
The show begins. At first, it starts with this music. It's like these speakers that have been built like on land, like inside, so the earth is vibrating. Like,
so wait, the sound is plugged from mainland, or
no?
Even the speakers are here.
We sat beside the tech people. They were doing the tech over here on
also
land,
floating on
not
water.
on land.
Okay.
On land, these people had to be on land. Otherwise, expensive equipment could have been drowning.
Yes.
And when I say expensive equipment, this show was damn expensive. Ati nyinyi mnatumia budget ya how much kufanya show?
Ni zero budget. Lakini kuna meals na transport.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Everything you could get for a stage was brought hapa kwa hii ocean. Lake. Sawa, it's a lake. This section of the lake.
Okay.
And lights zenye zikianguka kwa maji bado zitaendelea ku work. So there's a like
are they like waterproof or
they were like waterproof?
Water resistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were water resistant. Even the speakers, everything that they used. Like this place, this thing was lit. You thought you were out during the day, but it was at night.
Okay.
So then these people, they swam like dolphins. Like we were trying to understand what they were saying. Unajua, we thought it was something to do with climate change, and then probably it wasn't.
Oh, so that this is also like the language wasn't in English?
No, the language
is not English.
Is not in English. And that's the thing about these international shows, is that they're always in another language. And then if, for instance, like this one at water, where are they going to write the subtitles? On the water?
It doesn't. The tech will not support
that. Would be like a projector facing the freaking
lake
water.
But also since they are performing, the waves are gonna be there.
Yeah,
so maybe
there were waves.
This
place was wavy and chaotic. Like you can feel the sea coming. Like it's just it's also how the environment takes you and really transports your imagination. But then when you're there, these people are wearing. They've bought these expensive the diving stuff, costumes, and probably they've been made from scratch, costume.
Yeah.
Because they all have like a nice, just a string-like thing, like a ribbon that's hanging in all of them. Where you open it, I think it's usually at the back. And it's shimmering, like zote is in a shimmer like this, glitter, so you feel like there's something more to this. That is if you have detail like my eyes and you're looking.
Of course.
Otherwise it's just black. What they were wearing. So then they're in the water, they're doing stuff, we're trying to read like all these movements and what they say, because it's dance, theater, right?
Yeah.
And you're starting to look for the theater in it. Oh, iko happy, maybe hakuna, maybe sijui nimefanya nini. This could be the worst show I've come to watch. Why did I waste my time?
To come, and it's at night.
And it's at night.
And it's cold.
And it's cold.
Colder.
And before it was cold, it was the hottest day ever.
Really? The temperature. It's also about climate change.
It's about climate change. It worked for the climate change. We're wearing shorts and like tube tops. Okay, I wasn't wearing a tube top.
Are we sure?
Wanjiku
we ask Wanjiku.
I will show you photos. Come on. Anyways, I wasn't wearing a tube. I was wearing a top. Sarah.
Remove the tube.
Remove the tube out of it, or the tank out of it.
Or the tank, the tank top.
And so you started freezing, like so we were. If it's boring, you start to feel the baridi.
You come back to your body.
You come back to your body, and I'm not saying it was boring. It's just we were disconnected at many points. But you're also really engaged, looking for meaning. Mining. Fred will get this, mining for meaning.
Yeah, you are determined.
We were determined to find the meaning in the mining. So we started mining.
Okay, the meaning.
So it was like one of those European shows where it's works in progress always. Of course, it was given to do 3 months of production.
Okay.
It was heavily researched. They did all this heavy research on like how to survive underwater. So they were at times submerging themselves. At times one of them was praying and the other one was pulling them. At times it was like it took on these religious forms. It took on what is it called? They looked like dolphins just jumping out of the water and diving in. At some moment they were crawling like animals outside of the sea. It was or monsters. It was like at that moment I was like, these people got me. Also the music aligned with this, so it was like, you know, those horror movies.
Oh yeah,
music.
the very.
And I was like, finally they're coming to get us. These were not humans. They stayed in that water for an hour.
Oh, wow.
I was like, and they freezing. I like how they gonna survive. It's also cold out here. It's not just cold in the water, but like the quintessential what I've come to expect from European shows where they will go naked.
Nudity is
the most clearest element. They're very in touch with their bodies and their nakedness.
I love that. I mean,
I don't love it nor hate it.
You have mixed feelings about it.
I have mixed feelings about it because sometimes it chooses a shock factor, and then sometimes it's just I can't. Like, I don't like clothes. And so where's the performance element of it? Or what is the purpose of using it? Because it's become a tool, you know.
Or a trend. Or
a trend. It's trending a lot. So eventually these people opened their costumes. They were hanging up to here. They like came back and, you know, wore sijui. It became too long for like. They wore you know, the Victorian dresses of the you know, royal ladies. Even the men, they wore the dresses and they ran around and pranced.
Like fairies or just like
no, they pranced like princesses. Like with the Cinderella bums, you know, like the big. If you could describe
from the Victorian era.
If you could describe the Victorian era.
And
so they ran around, and then eventually there was someone coming from the sea on a boat, and she was waving like a queen, you know, and she was the breasts were out.
But also, were they preparing you guys or the world for the queen's final reign? Or I don't know. Were they like
some of us could say that. Maybe they were prophesizing.
That's
how deep they went with their drugs.
Had ended.
I'm not saying they're on drugs.
They were high on something.
But they were high on. You must be. So
then to endure that the whole 3 hours.
And this is Meg Stewart. She's a huge, by the way, you guys just Google her, she's a huge star in the dance world, and she really experiments and takes things out of, you know, out of their form and pushes. So there was, like, for instance, this pushing looked like this. When she was in the water also. She took out her costume, went like sanded herself all over, ran like did this whole dog sand thing.
The whole body?
Yeah, the whole body. She was like, on the sand. We were like, what's going on? There was barely like any phrase of dance. And then she got up, like Chobolo, dancing, dipped herself in the water, came back, sanded herself, and then went and wore something that was like a Christmas tree. Like if you take a gown,
my God!
These costumes are insane. Take a gown and then put all these Christmas lights all over it.
They had the lights.
And she looked like, you know, Bigfoot. If you know Bigfoot.
But
wearing that, but also like a woman, and then took a mic and was like going to sing. She was like. Nothing was coming out intentionally, and she was like, "I just want." Nothing was coming out, and then she's like.
And then you guys are now anticipating.
We're anticipating the performance, and she never performed.
Wow.
So it's this like, are we or aren't we? Sort of like together or not?
You know, the conflict here.
This thing where they do this thing, and then they get out, they run around. So those Victorian lady people.
Lady people.
There's Victorian lady people, there were people. They realized that the lady who came, I think she jumped on the boat with that lady. They went. There was like this whole monument. So these ladies were like, oh, we're just hanging out over here. There's nothing to do. Let's pull our dresses up, show everything, and run around and just kick around and do nothing. And as they're doing this other crowd is coming in. The men are dressed like for the beach. They're ready to go. They put the cameras and and umbrellas. Like the beach in the
Very-
70s or the 60s.
Okay.
And then they sit down. You're like, what the hell? What?
What are we doing? They've stretched this narrative.
Yeah, this is a
and-
stretching. And
Yeah.
then one of the ladies is like, F it, I'm gonna put on these roller skates.
There was skating also?
It just became chaotic. She's skating.
Oh.
She took off her trousers, like all the clothes that she was wearing. She was naked, so she skated around,
Roller skating,
started
yeah.
a fire, danced around the fire while skating.
Wow.
Like, yo, it was insane. And the whole time we're like, we are freezing.
We just
Want
want
to
to end
go
this
home.
show.
And you're looking because they've locked the gate where we came to this
Oh, so you
location.
can't
So you can
go-
just go.
walk out of this place.
And no one is going anyways. They're over there on the water
They're
where
waiting to club.
the bridge was taken out. Like this.
Also, it's just an island. and
Yeah,
then they remain-
they've become an island. So
My
where
God.
because there was the water,
Yeah.
there's the land, and then there's the bridge, and then where they go to sit, right? So that they can have access to
Yeah.
the seats.
Yeah.
Once you've sat, the bridge is taken
Oh,
out. So
my goodness.
you will sit through this and endure the pain
The 3-hour trauma or
and
pain or-
endure it. And this
Yeah.
performance was practiced, rehearsed in this very specific spot in
Oh,
this
really?
water. Yeah, for months.
They were there all through.
They've been there for a
Wow.
month, especially on that water when it got warm. Before
Okay.
that, they've been experimenting in other places, in tanks, in pools. And so you're
But
really
that's really
curious.
also, yeah, the dedication they have. And,
Yeah.
And what else? What? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and I started thinking about like how we always just want the stage to be a stage.
KNT, manze. Mi
You
nataka tu
know,
KNT.
I mean,
know?
yeah, and
Yeah.
that like nowadays people are experimenting with format,
Yeah.
and places of performance. Why does and what is performance?
And speaking of which, you've mentioned Roots, and apart from Roots, there's another show called Dilation,
Yeah.
by Maabara.
Wait, let me paraphrase myself.
Yeah.
It's an award-winning.
Oh,
solo.
I underestimated this chick. I'm sorry.
That I perform.
An award-winning solo called
Yeah.
Dilation, that starred Esther Kamba, and
That's
she won
right.
an award for it.
Thank
Which
you.
award?
The best solo in the country. I don't know how it's in the country because I don't know if they checked on the people who are doing solos in Kisumu
There had never
and
been.
also Malindi.
The solo that has been done around is for Drama Festival.
Yeah.
It is called solo.
Oh,
Yeah. so
Well,
you brought.
I
this-
won.
Yeah. By which award? It was like Kenya. By which
Oh, the
organization?
Kenya Theatre Awards.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
By the Kenya Cultural,
Cultural
Center
Center.
and
Kid?
Kid Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the judges chose me.
Oh wow! The judges and the public also. I mean, because we also voted. I voted.
Thank you, Jose.
That was the time my vote
Did you
counted
vote?
in this country.
Oh wow!
Imagine. The first time. But anyway, I
That
brought
is
that.
so important.
Yeah, I brought that point because you guys are also taking your shows around right now.
On a tour, yes.
On a tour.
Yes.
At the coast and in central Kenya.
Yeah.
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 And what you've said about a stage,
Uh-huh.
and taking different spaces to experiment with.
Yeah.
What doesn't stop you, or does that give you anxieties when you're thinking, where am I gonna perform? Why not a theater? Like the traditional, conventional.
Yeah. There's something about performance and how it feels. It must feel finished. It must feel. This idea of performance and professionalism in performance.
Yeah.
And product.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this a lot in
Yeah.
our
Every time
beautiful
we do.
company that's producing this called
Maabara Initiative.
Initiative.
And Maabara means chumba cha majaribio, or a laboratory. Yeah?
That's
lab.
right.
A lab.
yeah, and it really focuses on practice-based research on this conversation of process. How do you perform process, right? Or create process into practice and not necessarily product.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
come to realize through this process that once you lock things and say, this is the performance, and people go, wow, it was great.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Wow. Then somehow it locks you up also
that this is
to
the only way or
to
the best
feel
way.
like it's the only way or best way. And there's something about Europe that I've been traveling there for some time now and can say there's something about not being influenced by other people. And this thing then allows your imagination to like to run wild.
Yeah.
And to this, I'll connect another show that I watched recently in this festival called Fav.
Fav. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Give it
I
to
got
us.
a whole badge.
It was fabulous.
It was
Fabulous.
Favorite
10.
Favorite 10.
All right.
And the Favorite 10 festival
was
curated by 3 women.
Wow.
Of different generations.
Okay.
An older one and 2 younger ones.
Wow, I love that.
Leaving behind it,
I
like
love
space between each other. It was
also.
very intergenerational. It was
queer
feminism.
Wow, feminism and then queerness out.
And the first show that they like opened the festival with was these 2 ladies who are transitioning to be men.
Okay.
That's right. When they were performing, they were not. When they started making this show, was like 2 years ago. They were not men. But since then,
this is now in real life.
These 2 ladies who created this performance. I'm calling them ladies because I saw them as ladies, but then I was told later that they are transitioning to be men. And they start this performance with almost like a clarity of that transition, and then they go into the whole music video, Beyonce, Lick My Ears, stuff like pump, love me long time, sort of stuff. But the most exciting element of this was the set also, that it was just like how you take that pool as an empty swimming pool, but really it was built like an empty swimming pool with like all the lines, and it's white inside, so they use a certain material, poured water inside, and these ladies were sliding like children.
Oh wow,
like you slide and you twirl like you're a skater, but on water. People were like, no, that cannot be water, that has to be oil. That was only water.
Oh my.
And this was like fun time. Like you can't even call this like a performance, you know what I mean?
These ladies are just transitioning.
Ladies
and
they're opening up their legs, and they're doing very scandalous things, and their
was it
costumes.
A burlesque or a gymnastics?
It was gymnastics. You think it's gymnastics, and then it stops itself from being gymnastics and becomes burlesque / pole dancing. And because they're wearing like the thinnest sort of underwear, connected costumes for like swimming.
Skimpiness is where
like it was not hiding its skimpiness. And it was not. And at some point we saw things, because this is Europe once again. And so
nudity has a special place.
And so you're uncomfortable, but also comfortable, and you're like, girl, I saw your vulva.
My eyes,
Oh
my.
And then it's like, girl, not a girl. Oh wait, I don't.
I don't know. What are your pronouns?
So it's this it puts you in the discomfort, the uncomfortable, which is like where we should be. The festival itself is called Unlearning for Possible Futures. So we're unlearning how we make things. No wonder you think they're going to lift their leg and go, woohoo! Like, look at how I can stretch, and the leg just goes up to here, and it goes down slowly, and the movement is it's not even trying. It's against the music. So
this is amazing.
It was something. But it's really, you sit back and you're like, I lacked trauma. I lacked, when you think about performance, like I lacked a connection to it from the culture. Oh wait, but maybe that was pop culture, but that was like renewed pop culture. It was like ghetto. No, it wasn't ghetto pop culture. It was like
they're unlearning. I don't know.
It was so unlearned. It was fully unlearned. So when you sit there fighting with your own learning, this is what I'm saying about conditioning.
This is what I know. This is what has been done.
And it just does not. It does not enter into your mind to like just allow it to be. You know what I mean? Like you're fighting with it. Like, no, it's not theater. No, it's not dance. No, they were just having fun.
Something,
You sit back and you're like, there's something really special about not having anything to reference from,
Wow.
or
really
just pushing away something to reference from, and just using yourself and your imagination. We did this in the room. That's what we're doing today. repeat it 50 times and it's become a dance movement.
You know?
And
just pulling these imaginary things. Yeah.
and really, to put this in the beginning of the festival, it really messed with us. Because we've been invited to this festival to watch these professional works and productions, and you're like, this is it?
You're like, so this kind of performance can come
is-
to a
yes.
favorite, whatever.
This is what you chose out of 600?
Out of 600?
Yes, out of 600 other performances, these women did the work,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
And they chose this to be the beginning.
The judges kind of knew, like,
No, I mean, the very,
Yeah.
like I said, two women
yeah.
who are transitioning to be queer, to be men, and you could see even in their hairstyles. But really, they try to remember their femme side, you know.
Just to
Not
connect
try because you are struggling, you know.
Wow.
I forgot that this performance starts with them like on big projectors on this nini on either side of the room, and they're just it's like a close up of their face just crying.
No.
This one and this one.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's like this idea that
Are they in a
together but
conversation?
alone.
Oh,
But also,
shit.
you know,
Yeah.
this social distancing conversation, and it breaks your heart
Yeah.
because you want them to come close, and then
Okay.
this is the director in me. You want them to enter through the doors below these images, but of course they enter like random people up aside, like,
And then now they start doing the magic.
and then they start doing the magic. They're like,
Okay.
this is the dance, really.
Okay.
They're like,
It's
they turn
very
this and like,
masculine or very androgynous, very strong.
it's unlearning.
Okay. We don't even have labels for it
You
or
can't
names
label
for
it.
it. Yeah.
You cannot label it. So
Yeah.
this conversation then leads me to think about, like, are we conditioned to think of a stage as like this place where performance cannot
A raised platform.
Yeah, a
where
raised
you must have
platform,
these
audience.
visual elements, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we are we limiting ourselves, you know?
Are you limiting yourself?
Are we
as a
preventing
creative?
ourselves from truly tapping into something else?
I mean, that's a question that you can't answer it overnight, like tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's worth thinking about and around.
Yeah.
As a creative, as a maker, as a performer. Yeah, and let's keep on unlearning and
Maybe.
relearning, maybe. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody is up for this, unlearning, but
I am.
if we unlearn, we're also returning in a way.
So, let's stop
Do
it
you have
there.
any questions for me?
Just
say.
I think I'm gonna need some time to unlearn because I'm one of those people also, you know, being part of.
I mean, why we do this
Yeah.
these reviews is also because
Yeah.
we are hoping to we're hoping to push this idea of unlearning how we make theater.
Sure.
And
sure.
as much, because to unlearn you also have to learn,
To
right?
learn
You have
first.
to know,
Yeah. What are you unlearning?
yeah, what you are unlearning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And how it works for you. So it's
Yeah.
also very personal,
Yeah.
individualistic,
For
and we
real,
hope
yeah.
that we can somehow trigger, like when
You
we
know,
do
a
these reviews,
thought
is that we
or
can
an
trigger,
action.
yeah,
Or an inspiration, something.
exactly.
Yeah, because right now you've just shared your experience, and we're like, oh, so I can even perform in the pool, or I can perform in water, in the lake. It doesn't have to be this theater,
Yeah.
because almost every artist in Kenya just wants to perform at the KNT, you know.
You know.
But we're not saying it's a bad idea, but we're just saying, how do we transform the spaces that we have, our backyards, our swimming pools, wherever we are.
Can I give just one more show that messed with me?
Yeah.
We were told that there's going to be a show on the highway.
Okay. No way.
Site specific. No, seriously.
Okay.
And it is going to be a sound installation type of performance
On that highway?
on the highway.
What?
And for sure, we walked out of the bus. We're taking under some road, over some other road. It was raining, so they covered us with like raincoats.
Yeah.
They gave us all raincoats.
Yeah.
They gave us snacks. Like, it was really
Oh, okay.
prepared.
Did you carry your raincoat here? Okay.
Yes,
There
I
you
have it. And then an umbrella,
Okay.
made out of paper. and then an umbrella, but still I say who I'm African.
Yeah.
And then an umbrella,
Okay.
and you walk like in the rain terrain, and to the highway. When we go to the highway, we were told a story about the highway and about this place, right?
Wow. Okay.
And then, but before in the bus, we were told also a story about where we're going, about why we're going there, about this lady who used to, one of the ladies, they used to like drive their cars around with, they used to compete about who knows what car with their brother and father.
Okay.
And they'd go to the highway to sit and like describe.
Point. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an Audi maybe. That's a mark.
Yeah.
That's, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they'd like to capture how that place has changed because of industrialization, because of lack of industrialization, because of all the factories that were moved out of this place. And so the highway therefore carries a lot of history and memory.
So wait,
right?
did they block this highway? But
No, they did not block it. They did not block it. Cars
So the
were passing.
motorists are just...
As we were on the safe side.
Oh my God,
But the cars were going faster than any
And
other
the
thing.
performers are
The
doing
roads are
their
going
due.
like this. Yes, and these people are performing. They're dressed. One of them was dressed like.
Team Thika Road, man.
Once again, exactly.
Yeah.
One of them was dressed like what they called the Nini I just mentioned, the gorilla that I just Bigfoot.
Raccoon. Oh, big...
And like or those outfits for those people who go like into the woods, like they look like the woods themselves. They look like grass. If she lies down, you wouldn't know she's there. So most of her, very camouflagey, but very like, intense. So then she would face the highway. The performance was more for the highway than for us.
All
She faced the
right.
highway, and I call them her sisters, but these two other ladies were like DJing for her over here. They were moving like they were creating the sound, and she was yelling at the highway like, "Oh, you motherfucking bullshit!" at the highway. So she turned around and gave us a back.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I don't want to
This is
get
after
into
we've
the detail.
climbed like this hill that was really slippery slope.
Wait, and did it also have some nude elements? Because I'm about to
These
ask
ladies
everything.
didn't get to nudity. They wore dresses which messed with us fully.
Okay, why? How?
It was
What was
cold
the
and it
reason?
was raining and she was wearing a
Okay.
dress. Yeah, she's like a small lady, and she gave us a poem about, about her life and her performance skills. It was really a poem
Okay.
in German.
Okay.
So, but we're sitting there. Once we climbed the hill where we were being roped up because
It was like
it was
climbing
rainy.
Mount Kenya
Yes,
experience.
it was climbing
or
Mount Kenya, but it was really
Kilimanjaro?
rainy and slippery.
Okay.
And so they pulled us up. Once we got up, they had these gazebos. We sat around, and then they started spinning the discs. But then this
Okay.
lady was like, "I'm not performing to you, I'm performing." So she
To
laid
the
down
highway.
and performed to the
She
highway.
was like, "It's my way or the highway."
Exactly, it's my way or the highway. And we sat there, and for a
Wow.
moment, you wanted to zone out, right, and sleep, like, ooh, because it was raining, it was cold. You're drinking warm tea. They gave us warm tea. Some people are being given scotch.
Relaxing. Oh.
Yeah.
You were not given that? Okay.
I didn't want scotch. I'm a tree toddler.
Oh, teetotaler.
I'm a teetotaler.
Yeah.
As Zippy said. And so I just drank warm tea.
It's always the tea for you.
Yeah, and my
Give me some tea. The gossip or no tea.
Exactly.
Tea. Yeah.
So we sat here, and for a moment you wanted to close your eyes and get lost in the sound. It was so beautiful. It was the highway.
The sonic arts.
Yes,
or...
yes, it was very sonic-y.
Okay,
That's a word.
All right, it is.
At least I've made it up today. So it was so lovely. So it's just, once again, what is a stage? Why can't you tell your story? Why can't you be
Anywhere.
site-specific?
Yeah.
Why don't you what is stopping you from pushing?
Wow, that's
these boundaries.
Wow, that question is messing up with my thinking. Why am I not pushing?
Right.
Yeah, but why are you not pushing?
Why
are
are
you
you not
stopping?
pushing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much.
I think that's all I can offer. I watched 8 shows, but these 2 were like rad.
We need to give them time to process all this
They
information.
pushed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to think long.
Thank you. We're gonna come back with another review very soon. And yeah, for now,
Yeah.
we hope you have those questions at the back of your mind right now.
Yeah.
And you're gonna keep on pushing and changing and just get away from these conventional, traditional spaces and go experiment.
And call us.
I mean,
Call
yeah.
us to come watch your weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And talk about it and just let
Creations.
people know that you are doing something weird and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Peace.
bye. Peace.